Is the scarcity of money driving you crazy? Hi, Massimo here, and I hope that you are doing well. For me, it was more than once. Okay, I was in this situation more than once in the past. If you watched some of my earlier previous videos, you already know that when I was living years ago with my parents, there was a period of my life where I was really going crazy, because I couldn't find a job. I didn't have enough money, and despite I was living with my parents, I could not do any contribution in our family's life. And anyway, I didn't have money for myself, for what I wanted to do. I wanted to travel and so on. I wanted to buy stuff for me, to buy, without money, without production, seeing that production is the base of morale, you go crazy, you go nuts, really. So, and in another video, more than one, I also spoke when I searched for more jobs, okay, and I had not enough time for doing anything other, because there was a scarcity of money regarding me and my family. And also earlier when no later when the lockdown came and I could not work as anymore as videographer, production manager, and so on, there was really a scarcity of money. So I found myself in this situation more than once, and I'm sure that it happened to you as well. And it is happening right now for many of you as well. And the point was that when you have when you are an employee, you can only work that many hours per day, and you can earn only that money. You can maybe get a raise, but what you get is just a limited amount of money, because you have a limited amount of time. And in the past, and actually also now, I'm following Grant Cardone, number one seller in the world, at least. This is the perception that I have. And I also read his core books and did some training with him, with his courses. And there was a lot of stuff, interesting stuff, and useful stuff, practical stuff that I could use in order to learn how to sell and close the sales. Okay, close people and buy, in order to buy stuff. The point was that one of the key principle, basic principle, and true principle, is that the only way, he says this, and you can understand that it is true without any further explanation, that the only way to earn more is to sell something. Products, services, ideas. If you can sell something, you can earn money. If you are able to sell, and you are capable to sell, and you are successful to sell, you are in control of your own financial situation, and you create your own economy. Now, the point is that the majority of people, and it was the same for me, has this problem. Massimo, I don't want to sell. I don't like to sell. Well, I didn't like to sell as well. Why? And it is a natural law, and Grant explains it very good. But the fundamental concept is that people hate to sell because they fail in selling something. And if you see, this is a general idea, this is a general concept. It works exactly like this. Every time that you fail in doing something and you carry on failing and failing and failing, you start eating that thing. Obvious. It's quite simple, right? I think you can agree on this, right? Good. So, the problem at the end is not that people hates selling stuff to other people. People hates rejection. People hates failure, you know? Think to the failure like a little degree of death. Do you think I'm exaggerating? Okay, let's see one thing. What is the greatest failure you could have in your life? Now I think that you are just thinking, figuring it out. Well, I could lose my home, I could lose my wife, I could lose my family, and so on. There are not enough great failures. Oh well, I could lose my entire company, $1 million company, $1 billion company, and so on. And I can say you, it is not enough failure. It is not the greatest one. I'm going to tell you which one is the greatest failure you could ever have in your entire life. You know which one is? Maybe some of you already guessed it. The greatest failure you can have in your life is die. If you die, you fail it. Because the main purpose of life is survival. Is surviving. Okay? Survival is the main purpose of every single life form. And if you die, you failed in that purpose. It is the greatest failure every living being can have. Okay? Wow. Okay, but what is the connection with selling stuff, Massimo? Some of you already understood, and I'm going to help the rest of you who didn't. If the greatest failure in your life is dying, because you failed in carrying on the purpose of survival, okay? The greatest victory is to survive forever. You have these two boundaries. Survive forever, which is not possible as a physical being. Okay, as a spiritual being, it is possible. It is what it is. Okay, but not as physical being. Okay, but we every one of us tend toward this infinity survival. Okay, and this would be the greatest win, success for a living form, for everyone. And the worst failure is die. But there are degrees in between these two extremes, okay? And in the degree that you success, you go towards the survival side of this equation, okay? And to the degree that you fail, you go on this other side, okay? Towards the greatest failure. If you fail to find a job, if you fail to find something to eat, if you fail to find something to drink, if you fail to find something, some clothes to protect yourself, and so on, you will then starve, or become ill, or both, and you will die. So these are the major failures, which bring you to the greatest failure of your life, dying. So, how do you get food, a place where to sleep, clothes, and all the basic needs, producing something, and getting money in exchange that you can then give in exchange to get food, a place where to live, rental or buying a house, clothes, and so on, so that you don't die because of illness, don't die because of starving, right? Okay, you can have a job, you can be an employee, and obviously, if you have more success than more failure in your job, you carry on having your job. But you have a limited control about on this, because if the people who is driving the company you are working in have too many failures in driving the company will die, and you will then have great problems for your own survival. Okay, this means that you need to find a way to create your own economy, like Grant Cardone says, and to have income streams which can guarantee you the survival, even if you lose the job as employee, or if you just don't want anymore to work as an employee. And the only way to do this is selling. And every time that you fail, okay, you are dying a little bit, because the major failure is death. Okay, major failure is death. So every failure is a degree of death, and every success is a little degree to immortality, towards immortality. Okay, so now you understand why no one likes to fail, and no one likes to sell, because every time that you sell and you don't know how to do in proper way, you have a failure, and this failure is a little bit of death, and no one likes to experience death, great and sudden death, or a little bit of death, bit by bit by bit, every day, or 5-10 times a day. Okay, you can die suddenly, you can die slowly, failing every day, a little bit more, and a little bit more and more and more. This is why. So the truth, when I understood this thing, it was like, wow. So the problem is not that I don't like selling, I don't like the failure. And not only in selling, in everything. Also, if we can say that everything that you do is a selling. Yeah, when you fail to convince your spouse to go somewhere, you were trying to sell your idea. Okay, you were trying to sell her your idea, or if you're a woman, were trying to sell him the idea to go outside, and you failed because you didn't know how to sell properly that idea. You don't need selling is not something specifically intended for someone who is proposing you to give you something in exchange of money. Okay, selling is just the act to make so that someone decide to take action in doing something, or takes a decision of doing something or of not doing something. And when that person decides and take that action, decide to do something and does something because you told them to do that, or decide to not do something and doesn't do something because you told them to do so you sold them on your idea. That was selling. And the majority of problem you're having with people, with surviving, with everyone, is because you don't know how to sell. If you know how to sell, you will survive better. Especially because when you know how to sell specifically in the market field, products or services or ideas in exchange of money, you will survive better. So the point was, my God, it is not that I don't like selling, I don't like the failure connected with my inability to sell something. Okay, you have to learn some skills on how to sell something. Okay, and then some skills on how to close the sale, because when you sell, you do something, you just show the benefits of something, but when you close, you are trying to make so that the people which agreed with you that what you have is useful to them then have to give you the money in order to get there must be the exchange. Okay, selling is one thing. I show you how you can benefit. Closing is okay, now that you know that it is something that it is useful for you and you want, give me the money and I give you my service or product or idea. So when you learn the skills of selling and skills of closing, you will then start being more successful. So I was like, then the only problem is that I have to learn how to sell properly, so that I can sell, win in selling stuff, and so earning more money. Okay? And this was the plan. Then I started studying Grant Cardone, and I learned a lot of things, which I am applying, okay, and I'm being successful. But there were some problems. I had anyway to be face to face with people and to sell them something, and I didn't have the time because I was already doing. If you watched my other videos, I was already doing 3 jobs, almost 4. Okay, and I didn't have enough time to do that. And then I found affiliate marketing, and I started with affiliate marketing. I started doing it online, and it was easier also because the people that you meet online doesn't know you, and if they are not okay, you can just say, okay, thank you very much for your attention, sorry for bothering you, if you want something, I am always here, you can contact me, my Facebook profile is there, you can chat with me on Messenger and so on, and just leave the person if you don't want to bother them. And they are not going to speak with the people who you know personally, telling them you try to sell them something. Okay? You are not becoming the black sheep of your family or of your inner circle friends. You're doing this with people who is out there somewhere, okay, and it is easier. But I still didn't have all that much time to do this one by one. And so even though if the plan was good and I was starting selling something more with more efficiency, okay, it was not enough. Anyway, there was a scarcity, which was the amount of money I needed to cover my expenses and to have a little bit more for future needs and for all the extra things that me and my family want to do. Okay? This is how I personally measure scarcity. Maybe what I earn is a lot for someone or other living, I don't know, in Zimbabwe without I don't intend to offend people somewhere in the world, but it is simply that the amount of money that a person needs in order to live in some places of the world is not a lot for people living in richest countries. Okay, and this is why we often go visit other countries, and many of us prefer to go in beautiful countries where anyway you don't pay a lot so that you can stay longer. Okay, so the scarcity, the way I measure scarcity is I have to have enough to cover my expenses, to put something aside for future emergencies, and to do the things that I want with my family, and more money, a little bit more money to invest in my business so that I can carry on in this loop of abundance. Okay. So how could I solve this problem? I was just searching, I watched a lot of videos, useful videos and so on, and I was just wandering around on the internet, on YouTube especially and so on, and I met two persons which were I considered my mentors. Okay. The kind of mentor that you can just speak with, not the kind of mentor that are not easily reachable, like for example Grant Cardone, Ed Milet, or someone other too high. They are really busy people. You can consider them your mentors, following them with consuming their stuff and so on, but you need someone who can speak with you when it is needed and give you advices. Okay, so I met Rachel S. Lee, and then I met Ryan Wegner, and then I decided he's a great guy, and I decided to follow to connect more with him, because it was easier for me, as he is more similar to me, energetic and so on, and he's a boy, many things in common than Rachel. Not that Rachel is not great. She's really great. But I feel more comfortable to speak with Ryan. Okay, and what happened is that then I learned some stuff and so on, which was quite useful, but I was still stuck in this time problem. I need something that will allow me to speak with more people simultaneously, okay, and which is going to do the sale in my place. Okay, and this is when I met the One Funnel Away challenge, the 30 days challenge, where you learn how to build funnels, which are sales funnels, which are online selling automated systems, which automatically select the right people interested to what you have to offer. Okay, and lead them into the selling process until they buy, if they are interested to what you have to sell. But you do this automatically online, and so that a great amount of people can just go into your funnel, and this process will select them automatically and make so that you can earn money. This was and while you are doing the One Funnel Away challenge, you build your own funnel with services or products or ideas that you already have, or of someone other. So the problem is not that there is really a scarcity of money, but there is a scarcity in ability or a skill in selling stuff. And when you are able to do this, there is a scarcity of time in doing this in massive quantity, so that the amount of money that arrives to you is different than 1-to-1, because it is 1 to many. And even if you are not selling high ticket services, which are digital courses, or with a great value in them, which costs a lot, but even if you are doing a low ticket affiliate marketing, the amount of people is so great that anyway you are getting enough money to have to go over the necessity level, the amount of money that you need in order to just survive. Okay, this is how I found my way to um, to solve the scarcity of money. So there are a lot of stuff that you can sell outside, but what you have to do is that you have to learn how to sell. And in the One Funnel Away Challenge, the stuff that I learned from Grant Cardone are there. There is the practical application of selling process, all automated, handling the originations, handling the objections, everything is built in there. And when the funnel finish, the people who is interested but not yet sold on what you have to sell, because it is not the actual problem. It is not the problem. The problem that they're not having this problem now. They had, or they could have it. So they say, okay, this is interesting, but I will keep it him in mind or her in mind, and when I will need it, as I needed it in past. Or they are simply curious, or they are not aware that they have this problem. So the people who don't buy and goes into the funnel, okay, and which goes outside and buys, the rest of the people goes into the email marketing campaign, which shows them different angles on how the solution can help them to solve their problem, to make them aware of the problem that they have but they don't recognize yet, okay, or proposing them, trying to understand which one is the problem they are facing in this moment right now, okay, and then if you have the solution to give them, the solution which could be not the first one present in the funnel, but something other that you have in your arsenal of services or products, okay, but you didn't barfed everything to the in the funnel, okay, you just grab the attention of the interested people, and now you are nurturing them, okay, with email following up campaign. Everything is laid down in the One Funnel Away Challenge. And of course you say, Massimo, you need also a lot of traffic. Yes, and the last week of the One Funnel Away Challenge is all about traffic. Free organic traffic or paid traffic with ads, okay, ads or other methods that you can use. You pay for having your service or product shown somewhere or from someone, okay, which is very influent, okay. So basically, when I discovered it and I did it, I built my first funnel. To be honest, I am already building my second funnel, and because the test phase of the first funnel is almost finished, and I'm getting good results, and I have my own personal service or product which is not something I'm going to speak right now here, but in other videos, okay. But the thing that solved the scarcity of money for me was doing the One Funnel Away Challenge and then applying it to my online business. And with the second funnel, I'm creating a second online business, which means a second income stream, okay. So this is how I suggest you to solve the scarcity of money. Train, invest in yourself, train, and do the One Funnel Away Challenge. In order to start it today, because you can start it today, you just send me a message, personal message, okay, on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are watching this video, or a comment on this post if you are watching this video in a post, or just click on the link which is here, there, everywhere. Could be, it depends where are you watching this video, okay, and ask me how can I do, Massimo, how can I do the One Funnel Away Challenge, how can I start boosting my online business on, commenting, messaging me, or just clicking in the link which is somewhere, okay, and And if you wish, put a like to this video, okay? And yes, and see you on the other side of the One Funnel Away challenge. And thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more information, just click, comment, or message me, and see you in the next video, okay? Ciao!